Hi everyone, welcome to my third video. And as promised in my last video, today we will be talking about the transformation process. And in the second part of this video, we will talk about the concept of creating value or adding value. So let's begin. All right. So as I said earlier in my previous video, the transformation process is about converting inputs into outputs. Now today we will look at the three forms of transformation process. The first one is changing the characteristics of materials, information, or clients. A good example of this is hair salon or beauticians. For instance, a beautician takes a client and changes the appearance of the client to hopefully make the client look better, to enhance the appearance of the client. The second type of transformation process is changing the location of materials and information. A good example of this is Google, which we use on an almost daily basis. So for instance, with Google, it is a lot easier to access any type of information about anything, okay? So Google makes information more accessible to people. The third type of transformation process is changing the ownership of materials. Let's take an example to understand this better. So, for instance, we could say retailers purchase in bulk from producers and producers purchase in bulk from wholesalers. So here we have a whole chain. So we have a chain where products are changing ownership, okay? From retailers to producers to wholesalers, okay? Right. Now, there are some points we have to consider before setting up the transformation process. For instance, an organization should decide about the quality of the product it wants to manufacture, about whether certain items will be outsourced or not, about how many products is the business planning to produce, and also how many employees will the business employ. Okay? All right. Now, another very important point about the transformation process is that it is very dynamic and outgoing. Okay? What if a business has been newly set up and it is causing a lot of environmental pollution? The community, the local community, society will not be happy with that. Okay? So then the business will have to make changes accordingly to its transformation process. All right? Another example of the transformation process being dynamic is that what if customers are not satisfied with the quality of product which the business is producing? So then this is a red flag to the business. The business will need to have a look at the inputs. Are the inputs defective, or is there a problem in the manufacturing process, or is it because of employees not being competent enough to produce a product which meets the required standards? Okay, so these are a few points. Right. So with this, we finish the first section of this video, which is about the transformation process. Now, let's move on to the second section of this video, which is about creating value. The whole aim of the transformation process is to create value. Now, what do we understand by the concept of creating value? When the output produced is worth more than the inputs incurred in producing the outputs, value is created. Okay? So, when a business can sell the outputs it has produced at more than the cost of inputs incurred in producing the outputs, value is created, which obviously is beneficial to the business because the business will be able to operate at a profit. It will be making profits, okay? Right. Now, I have a very interesting example about creating value. And the example is that of Jamie Oliver, the chef, okay, the renowned master chef, okay. So what Jamie Oliver does is that he uses the same ingredients, simple ingredients, such as vegetables and so on, which other chefs also use, but then he uses those ingredients to transform it in such a way which appeals to his audience, which is very appealing and attractive to the persons watching his TV programs, all right? And so Jamie Oliver has really used his talent and creativity in such a way that this has enabled him to create value for what he is offering, for his products, for his services. So this is about creating value in a unique manner, okay? Now, I have also, I have two more examples about the creation of value. The second one is about cloud juice. I don't know if you guys have heard about cloud juice, but it is a type of bottled water which has actually been made from rainwater. And just because the bottled water has been made from rainwater, it is sold at a higher price. So this is another way of adding value. My third example of creating value is that of Luwak coffee. So it is Luwak, Luwak. So what happens with Luwak coffee is there is a special type, this is a special type of coffee, okay? There is this animal which is called the civet, and the civet eats the best coffee beans, so the ripest coffee beans, and when we have digested the coffee beans, these beans are collected by the employees, and then the coffee is made from those coffee beans, so from the ripest and the best coffee beans, and then we have Luwak coffee. Just because of this, it is sold at a much higher price, and this is how Luwak coffee has added value to its products. All right. So we have taken the example of Jamie Oliver, of Cloud Juice, and of Luwak coffee. As I had mentioned in my previous video, it is very important to use examples, to back up whatever you say with examples, and this will fetch you more marks in business studies. Okay? Now, the last part of this video talks about ways to add value. We have two broad ways to add value. The first one is by reducing the cost of production. Okay, now how can we reduce the cost of producing a product? We can do that mainly by seeking cheaper inputs, by seeking cheaper supplies, and also by reducing the amount of waste in production, by reducing the number of defective products being produced. The second way in which a business can add value is by increasing the perceived value of the product in the eyes of customers. Now, how can a business do that? Increase the perceived benefit of a product in the eyes of customers? Well, it's mainly through what we call product differentiation, or also the unique selling point. Again, two very interesting examples. So what basically product differentiation and USP, so the prefix or abbreviation for unique selling point, is about? It's simply about creating your product in such a way that it can be differentiated from your competitors. So it's simply differentiating the product from your rivals. Okay? All right. So with this, we have nearly come to the end of this video. And so let me quickly summarize what we have touched upon in this video. So we looked at the transformation process, the FOAMSO transformation process. We have also looked at the concept of creating value, and we have taken loads of examples about how businesses can create value. Well, I hope you liked my video. And if you have any questions or anything to say, please feel free to post under the comment section. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel so that you are notified of any further videos. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.